Welcome to 13th NJ SSV Memorial Lecture. Now I request today's chief guest, Dr. Gullapalli N. Rao Garu. Dr. Gullapalli N. Rao Garu is the founder chair of L.V. Prasad Eye Institute, Hyderabad. Now I request our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. L.S. Ganesh, to come on to the dais.
My dear students, this program is a special program for all of you actually, okay? Because it is to share the spirit of a great man who founded this institute. It's in memory of Sri N.J. SSV. All of us should be very, very proud of as a person who holds the Indian flag very high in the world.
Now I request today's chief guest, Dr. G. N. Rao Garu, to give his lecture.
I'd like to share some of our experiences in the field of healthcare today. NJSSV belong to that rare breed of people.
Sri Yashasvi truly deserves a place in the history of the business scenario of Andhra Pradesh and Indian education in general for his life's work.
Now I request our Chancellor, Sir, Dr. C. Rangarajan, to give his presidential remarks.
And we must remember the major contribution that Mr. Yashasvi has made in terms of improving education. In fact, education and health are the two important elements to make the country move faster. In our own system, you will find that out of the social expenditures, more goes to education than to health.
Can we extend the model of L.V. Prasad to entire health system in the country?
And as a matter of fact, I strongly believe that's the only way to reach out to everybody with good quality healthcare. The investment should come from individuals, private sector, and the governmental sector.
Now I request Madam Srimati Shobharani Yashasvi, Chairperson ICFAI Society, to honor our chief guest. Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to 13th NJ SSV Memorial Lecture. Now I request our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. L.S. Ganesh, to come on to the dais. Hope everybody will invite him with claps. Now I request today's chief guest, Dr. Gullapalli N. Rao Garu, on to the dais. Now I request the dignitaries to pay tribute to N.J. SSV Garu through floral method. I request our Vice Chancellor, Dr. L.S. Ganesh Garu, to give his introductory remarks.
Namaste and good morning to all of you. Dear Dr. G. N. Rao, the speaker for today at the NJSSV lecture. I'm also very honored to welcome Dr. Rangarajan, our Chancellor, who is there on the screen. He has very kindly agreed to join online today. I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Rangarajan as briefly as I can, which may be quite impossible given the kind of stellar accomplishments. My dear students, this program is a special program for all of you actually. Because it is to share the spirit of a great man who founded this institute. It's in memory of Sri N.J. SSV, who was one of the accomplished sons of our country. And we have another extremely accomplished person, somebody whom all of us should be very, very proud of as a person who holds the Indian flag very high in the world. So we are looking at a world leader sitting here. Dr. G.N. Rao. And of course, we have many of our leaders of the institution and the group sitting here in the front row. Srimati Yashaswi is there, and she's joined by her friends also. We have, I'm starting from the left, we have Professor Venugopal Rao, the director of the business school. We have Professor Ravi, the director of the law school. We have Dr. Haragopal Reddy, a distinguished academician in the field of law. And then, of course, we have Srimati Yashaswi and friends. We have Professor Uday Desai, who's on many of our boards in the group and a former director of IIT Hyderabad. We have Dr. Sudhakar, who is the head of the branding for the whole group, an accomplished marketing professional. We have Sri Shankaraji, who is the president of the society. And we have Professor T.R.K. Rao, again a distinguished academician who serves the group as such. We have Srimati Yashaswi's brother. And then we have the Vice Chancellor of the Sikkim University, Professor Jagannath Patnaik. And then we have Professor Shailajan, who is the director of the School of Social Sciences. We have Professor Munawar Pasha, who is the principal of the School of Architecture. And then we have Professor Sashikala, who is the controller of examinations. So welcome to all of you. I just wanted to share a few words before we listen to Professor Dr. Rao. Before that, my impossible attempt, I'm going to try to introduce Dr. Rangarajan. It's literally like holding a candle to the sun, you know. Anyway, let me be bold enough. Dr. Chakravarti Rangarajan, the Chancellor of our university, is a leading economist who has played a key role both as an academician and as a policymaker in our country. Currently, he is the chairperson of the Madras School of Economics and the president of the C.R. Rao Advanced Institute for Mathematics, Statistics and Computer Science in Hyderabad. Previously, Dr. Rangarajan held several important positions, including the Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, the chairperson of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, a member of the Planning Commission, and also the chairman of the 12th Finance Commission. He was also the governor of the then undivided Andhra Pradesh and was a member of the Rajya Sabha. Dr. Rangarajan was the president of the Indian Economic Association in 1988 and was again honored as the president during the centenary year 2017 of that association. He was also president of the Indian Econometric Society, 1994. Dr. Rangarajan has received several prestigious awards, including one during the last 2 days. In the phone call, he said he was in Bombay to receive an award. So I think the awards keep coming to such a great son of this country, of great souls like Dr. G.N. Rao, that we are where we are. In fact, I'm sure you will be astonished, perhaps amazed by the kind of presentation that he's going to share with you. Something that's happening under our nose in Hyderabad, which many of us are blissfully unaware of, you know. And that is the point. And build your own thoughts very, very carefully as you step forth into the next day and your future. I welcome you all, and I hope you'll have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.
Now I request today's chief guest, Dr. G.N. Rao Garu, to give his lecture.
Dr. Rangarajan, Srimati Yashwanti Garu, Vice Chancellor Dr. Ganesh, Registrar Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, leadership of the ICFAI group of institutions, some of the old friends like Uday, who has helped us in the growth of our own institute for many years, members of the faculty, and the young minds who are going to shape the future of our country. It's indeed a great honor for me to speak to all of you in memory of one of the greatest products of India. Recently, the World Health Organization Council has come up with some recommendations It has made that valuing health and well-being should be made a priority. Health should be made a human right. Arrangements must be made in the budgetary requirements of all the countries for long-term financing of healthcare. They must be ideal and symbiotic public-private partnerships. And outcomes-oriented healthcare should be given priority. This essentially illustrates the experiences of many people to reach out to the nearest point of healthcare for their families. And do we have actually a possibility that this situation can be addressed, corrected, and that possibility of healthcare for everyone is something that we all have to seriously think about. Over the past 37 years, that's what we have worked on, and that's been our experiment at the L.V. Prasad Eye Institute. In the late 90s, we undertook a very large epidemiologic study, first of its kind in India, to understand the real problem of blindness. And that gave us enough evidence to go ahead with our future planning of multi-level, multi-tier model of eye care, so that we could reach to everybody from the remotest rural and tribal areas to the urban areas with high quality eye care. This is based on the concept of universal health care that encompasses the prevention, promotion, diagnosis and treatment, and rehabilitation. Promoting eye health, screening programs in those communities, distributing spectacles for those who require, and making appropriate referrals up to the next levels of care. And those who had some kind of surgical intervention in that 5,000 community, to keep an eye on them and make sure that they go back for follow-up care. This is essentially focus on vulnerable groups living in remote rural and tribal communities. And these people don't have to travel to cities, saving significant cost to the individual, to the family, and a larger macroeconomic scale to the country. So there is convenience, comfort, and cost savings. At the next level are our tertiary centers, where you bring in ophthalmologists, subspecialists, and optometrists, where we also begin to educate all cadres of eye care personnel. We do clinical research, and they monitor the secondary level centers. A program that we are very proud of. About 9 years ago, the then president of Liberia, Dr. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, a Nobel laureate, she requested us to help build the eye health system in our country because that was completely decimated during the Civil War. And we took the challenge, started a center, and just 2 months ago, we have completed service for the first 100,000 patients in that country. It tells it all. I'm only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something, and because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. It is that kind of spirit with which Sri SSV went ahead and formed these great institutions and influenced the entire country. Thank you all so much again for this enormous honor.
Now I request our Chancellor, Sir, Dr. C. Rangarajan, to give his presidential remarks.
This is a SASVI Memorial Lecture delivered by one who has done a lot for improving the health situation in this country. His hospital and the developments there have shown how the availability of medical service can be made extensive and able to reach out people without much means. Present moment, if you look at the health system in our country, there are several types of institutions. First of all, there is the government hospitals and the government system. Then at the other end, you have the corporate hospitals, which provide very good service, which provide excellent services and provide them at a high cost. They may do something for the non-well-to-do, but that is all very limited. Therefore, the government, corporate hospitals, then there are charity hospitals, in the sense set up by organizations which seek to provide the medical facilities at a very low cost or even free. But they are very limited. That is only fulfilling part of the needs of the medical care. Therefore, using the principle of cross-subsidization, we need a lot more of institutions to be set up in the country, which can take care of the poor and at the same time well-to-do. This, because the affordability is a key question, because we have a body of people, medical people, who are a good match to the people abroad. In fact, the medical services in many of the hospitals in our country are comparable to the medical services that are provided elsewhere in the developed countries. The government hospitals provide the kind of services that are needed, and whether we are getting money's worth on the expenditures that are being incurred by the government. Therefore, before increasing the expenditures, we must also be able to ensure the efficiency with which these expenditures are being made. But as I said, the biggest problem that we have is really in terms of what kind of institutional mechanism that we have. At the primary health level, perhaps the government institutions may perform better. At a different level, perhaps the kind of institutions that I talked about may be worthwhile. And therefore, I think that the L.V. Prasad Medical Center is a good example to follow. L.V. Prasad Medical Center, and that which could provide the most up-to-date medical services in the area of eye care to the vulnerable group, and at the same time to the rich and the others who can contribute through the higher payment for the services, and then the combination will work. I think the cross-subsidization type of institutions, more of it must come, and in addition to what the government and the corporate hospitals can do. Thank you very much, and I'm glad that I could participate here, but I also feel sorry that because of the failure on the technology side, surprisingly on the technology side, that I could not hear a lot of what Professor Rao said. Thank you.
Now I request Madam Srimati Shovaran Yashashwi, Chairperson ICFAI Society, to honor our Chief Guest.
I'm still not clear whether financial implications, how LV Prasad manages the finances to take care of this. Do you require additional government support? Finally, the Prime Minister has mentioned that India should reach Viksit Bharat by 2047. Now, what are our health goals? Professor Rangarajan has mentioned the present target is around, actual expenditure is about 2%, but we should increase. What do you think will be the financial implications of reaching a much higher level of where health for all? You see, that's our goal. Should we? Many things are ringing in my mind. Should we concentrate only on the informal sector and provide the health for the informal sector and let the formal sector take care of it by paying out of the pocket expenses? So, what should be our goal in terms of the expenditure on health as a percentage of GDP, say 10 years from now? Or, sir, you have mentioned quarter century. It could be for the quarter century from now. Thank you, sir. Once again, hearty congratulations to LV Prasad Institute, to yourself and the team. Thank you, sir.
It's my view, sir, that what we have done in the area of eye care is eminently possible in every area of healthcare and across the country. And as a matter of fact, I strongly believe that's the only way to reach out to everybody with good quality healthcare. And I think the investment should come from individuals, private sector, and the governmental sector. So it is through the payment of fee for service, payment of grants, philanthropy, and the government investment in healthcare together can solve the problem. And probably, I think Dr. Rangarajan is more qualified than me to talk about what percentage of GDP should be invested in healthcare. But the common belief is from the present about 2% or so that the government is spending, it should increase to at least 4 to 5%.
On behalf of ICFAI Foundation for Higher Education, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Chancellor, Dr. C. Rangarajan, for his continuous support in conducting this event. Thank you so much, sir. We are highly indebted to Dr. G.N. Rao, founder, Chairperson LV Prasad Eye Institute, Hyderabad, for taking time from your busy schedule and sharing your valuable thoughts on possibility of healthcare for everyone, our experience. Sir, one line I'm sharing. Till today, whenever we remember eye surgery, testing, or whatever, we remember LV Prasad. That is the impact you have given on all of us. Thank you. We are grateful to Srimati N. Shobarani Yashashwi, Chairperson ICFAI Group, for your gracious presence. Thank you, ma'am. We are thankful to Sri V.R. Shankara Garu, President ICFAI Group and Board of Governors of ICFAI Society, for your gracious presence. Thank you so much, sir. I extend my wholehearted thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Professor L.S. Ganesh, for all his valuable suggestions and support. Thank you so much, sir. I extend my wholehearted thanks to Professor J. Mahendra Reddy Garu, Professor O.R.S. Rao Garu, Distinguished Advisors, ICFAI Society, Professor U.B. Desai, Professor Hargopal Reddy Garu, Professor T.R.K. Rao Garu, Professor Jagannath Patnaik, for their gracious presence in today's function. Thank you so much, sir. I take this opportunity to thank all our directors, deans, heads of departments, esteemed colleagues, support staff for making this event a grand success. My sincere thanks to Sudhakar Rao Garu, Director Branding, and the entire SumanTV press as well as media for covering this event and for their continuous support. Thanks to all of you. I wish to convey special note of thanks to our Director Administration, Colonel Vishnath Garu, and his entire team for their untiring support in organizing this event. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the entire faculty members, I want to express my sincere gratitude to NJY sir for all his guidance and inspiration almost on the daily basis till today. We miss you, sir. Our sincere thanks to all the viewers watching online and making this event a grand success. Last special thanks to all our students who patiently listened to this lecture. Thanks and blessings to all of you. Thank you so much.